Welcome to the shooting show. This week it's motorway pigeons with Geoff Garrod down in Essex, and we bring you all the latest news from the shooting world.
Here we are, Sunday afternoon, got a spare couple of hours, so no other choice but to get the browning out and see if I can go and shoot a few pigeons. What we've got here, we've got a field of standing wheat, and as you can see, the combine's been round it once and through the middle. There's a little bit of laid right up the middle here, and pigeons have found it. There's a bit of laid on top of the hill there, which the pigeons have found it. I've been watching it. There's a line of pigeons, nice single line of pigeons coming from the woods in the distance at the back here, and where the cut strip of corn is, where it joins the hedge there, they seem to be congregating in that sort of like particular point. There's another 1, 2, 3, 4 pigeons going up towards the hill. So we're just going to drive up the hill. We're going to park right where the bit of cut ground is, near the trees in the distance there, and I'm going to have a hide there, and we'll have a cut bit of corn going away from us and a bit along the hedge. What we've got there actually behind the fence there is we've got a motorway, so obviously we have to be very careful with that. It's a fairly steepish banked motorway, and the carriage is actually about 70-80 metres away from us, so we're going to be on our side of the field of the fencing, and all the shooting is going to be done away from the motorway. So we're not going to endanger anything on the motorway with shots falling on there. All the shot is going to be out in the field, away from the motorway. So it's going to be a bit noisy, but we'll just have to put up with that. Hopefully, if we get a few pigeons, that'll counteract the noise. So what we'll do, we'll just jump in the vehicle, we'll head up there, we'll build a bit of a hide. I've managed to get myself one solitary wood pigeon. We'll stick him out in the best place and see what develops. The horseshoe single bird pattern is what we're starting off with, and we'll see how it works, and if it doesn't work this way, we'll change it to another way. Here, Fred, come here, come here. Come Fred, 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 Fred. Come here, come here, come here.
Never mind fast moving cars, we want fast flying pigeons, and it's not long until we're obliged. A quick 1-2 gets Geoff off the mark. Perhaps now he'll think about adding to his one bird decoy pattern, but he doesn't even have time to do that before more come his way.
Ain't got time. Oh, come on. Ain't got a chart to get myself sorted out yet. It's 4 in the bag. Right. The one thing I've got to resist from doing today, because we've got a lot of standing corn out there and a little bit of laid in front of us here, I've got to resist shooting at everything that's coming around, because I don't like shooting at stuff knowing that I've got no chance of picking up. So I've got to try and restrict my shooting to within a 20 yard, 25 yards half circle of the hide, hopefully so I can land the birds in areas that I know I'm going to pick them up from. We're right on the top of a hill here where it just drops away here, and you know, there's no point shooting birds that are going to drop out of sight, so I've got no chance of finding them. So we have to be a little bit restricted on what we can do, but so far we just literally got the gun loaded up and shot 4 just like that, so fingers crossed we might be able to get the double figures today.
Geoff might be picky about his shots, but there's no shortage of birds that fit the criteria. And another soon comes in, followed by another. We're heading for double figures in record time. This is going much better than Geoff first thought.
There's quite a few things I've got to keep remembering all the time we're shooting it, though, because we've got the motorway. Like, it's probably about, as we look here, about 80-90 metres in that direction. I can't take any what I'd call driven birds, you know, just in case I'm hitting them here and they go down there. So we've got to forget those. Just got to wait for the ones that are going to decoy in. So every shot I take is out that way, and the birds are falling out that way. Otherwise, I could have shot at quite a few more there, but if I'd have hit one, you know, about here at this angle, the height that would have just crashed down here. And the last thing we want is anything going on the motorway. So I've got to make sure that everything I shoot is falling out there into the decoys. And 2 or 3 more coming in.
It's the waiting game for Geoff as he chambers another 3 Ely pigeon selects and waits for the pigeons to come in to the perfect shot. Another couple do just that.
Where we are today, because of the wet August, all the ground that's been cut already has already been ploughed or pulled up, so the pigeons have lost that, so that's why they're getting back onto the standing corn. So, you know, in general there's a nice few pigeons about. It's just trying to nail them down into one spot, so hopefully, you know, we've done that today. Here comes Jane. Good boy, come on in. Come on in, he's a good boy, come here. Good boy, leave it, leave it.
Now that's a proper decoy pattern. The woodies seem to like it too, as another one drops in and provides Geoff with some sport. It's not going to be a record bag, but it's still a very productive few hours in the hide. The motorway hasn't proved too much of an obstacle as Geoff has selected his shooting angles well, but he still has to pay attention to where the shot birds might fall.
It's very frustrating watching them pigeons, because a lot of those pigeons that if it had been anywhere else I could have been shooting at, but because they were going over top of us, but just can't take that risk of anything going down there, so I've just had to watch them go by really. But there we go. So far it seemed nearly everything that's come up that way and come up the side of the motorway has just come lovely. The ones this side of us are just the ones that are coming up this side of us, they just seem to be just below the brow of the hill here and going by. Sort of, I don't even, obviously they don't even know that we're here, but so far everything that's come this way has come in nicely. We started off with the one pigeon horseshoe decoy pattern, and they obviously liked it because we've been here now for about a couple of hours, 2.5 hours, and we've got to be getting on for 50 or 60 now. But there's a bit of, you can see over there now, look, there's a field over the distance there, another field of standing wheat that's got a little bit of lane on it just over the brow of the hill, which is not mine, it's nothing to do with me, and that's just beginning to take the line off me now, and you can see them sort of through the valley now. They're going, instead of coming up here, they're beginning to drift off over that way. But we're still getting we're still getting some shooting, but it is going to dry up a little bit as long as that continues to go over there. But I mean, we've got another couple of hours now, so you never know, we might approach the magic 3-figure number.
Still more pigeons come in, and Geoff makes the most of his chances. Now he's really got going, it seems there's no stopping him. With time elapsed and cartridges spent, it's time to find out today's total.
I've had to pack up a little bit earlier because unfortunately I've got to go to work and finish off some work this afternoon, and without doing the work we don't get paid, and without getting paid we don't get the bills sorted out. So I've got to pack up early, but we've had a count up. I've got 78 in the back of the truck, which I'm pleased with. Unfortunately, I know I've left some up the field. I've tried my hardest to with the dogs to pick them up, but you know, you can't stomp about there all day because they're doing just as much damage as the pigeons. But nevertheless, 78 is a good afternoon for about 3 hours. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I think in general, yes, I've had a good afternoon, but just at the back here, at the back of this road here, there's another field of wheat that's got some more laid wheat on it, and sort of halfway through the afternoon you could see that they were just piling into that. So in general, I'm very happy with what I've done. The gun, the Maxus, again performed well. The Ely Pigeon Select cartridges, got no complaints whatsoever with them, and performed as good as you could expect. Yeah, the one pigeon horseshoe that I started off with, it worked really well. So if you only got one pigeon, make sure you set it up as a horseshoe shape. That didn't half work, but no, I mean it done the job. It attracted a few pigeons to start with. It's like every day's pigeon shooting. You get a few more pigeons in the pattern, you build it up, pigeons see that, obviously encourage them to come down. So 1 brings 2, 2 brings 4, and so on and so forth. So yeah, all in all, it worked out well. Yeah, so I'm just off back to work now, and happy with the afternoon.
Geoff there, eventually getting it right with the wood pigeon marauders. And now, it's the Shooting Show News.
This is the Shooting Show News, brought to you by Gunplan.
Tonight, we start with a late-breaking story. The CLA Game Fair has been cancelled. There will be no fair next year after the CLA said it will no longer run the event, effective immediately. The organisation blamed declining ticket sales, leading to substantial losses. It said it could no longer ask CLA members to allow their membership subscriptions to underwrite the losses the event makes. But the fair might not be dead yet. Organisers said they would open a period of consultation with other organisations about how the fair might continue.
An independent police body has recommended widespread changes to how guns are licensed. The HMIC report slammed police practices as inexcusably compromising public safety and said examples of good practice were the exception rather than the norm. It's not all good news, because the report backed mandatory GP checks for certificate holders, as well as greater powers for police to get access to gun owners' property. Bask said the report was like a curate's egg, good in places. Jeremy Corbyn has shaken off absolutely none of the stereotypes surrounding him by appointing an anti as Shadow Environment Secretary. Kerry McCarthy is a vegan, a vice president of the League Against Cruel Sports, and has gone on record as being against all live quarry shooting. Bask has asked for an urgent meeting to discuss the Labour Party's policy towards shooting. Fresh from running a competition to win a day's pigeon shooting with Geoff Garrod, Ely Hawk has launched another contest, this time with a day's wildfowling as the main prize. For the chance to win a day with Matt Kirk at a leading South Coast wildfowling club, just head to the Ely Hawk website now. Runners-up will get a slab of Ely game or clay cartridges. If you're into wildfowling, make sure to get the latest issue of iShoot out this week. Today is your last chance to respond to a major consultation on firearms law. The Law Commission wants your comments on overhauling legislation and unifying it into a single firearms code. Send your response to the email address on screen now, but be quick.
And now, a special news report from the Midland Game Fair 2015. We've just returned from the weekend's event at Weston Park, with the freshest news from across the shooting industry. First, a new rifle from Mauser.
This is the Mauser M12 Impact. It's a model we've designed for the UK. With a short fluted barrel, coatings on there. We come with a Picatinny rail as well. It's only been available in 243 and 308 at the moment, and should be coming to the country in the near future. The retail price on it should end up around about the £1,150 mark, so it takes it down into a slightly different area of pricing. Very, very accurate rifle with 6 locking points into the bolt to secure it when the bolt's closed. Slightly large bolt handle as well. It's also coming threaded as well, so it's ready to take moderators as well.
Earlier this year, we saw the Deerhunter Mouflon suit for the first time. Now, it's finally met the UK public, and we found out what they thought.
Really positive, really selling very, very well. It's been a big success. I think it's everything about the jacket. It's the fact that you've got the 5-year waterproofing on it, all the technology that's gone into the coat. The actual coat looks very smart on as well, so yeah, it's doing extremely well. All the accessories to match. We've got the hats, the bib and braces, 2 different lengths, the shorter one and the longer version. And we've also got the Realtree Max 5. You'll find it in most people that stock Deerhunter will have the Mouflon range.
Regular showgoers will be familiar with Best Fox Call. Now, the company's expanded. Meet Best Deer Call.
Myself and Rob spent a bit of time out after some of the shows, realising that people were asking us for deer calls. It's something that I've used in the past quite a bit and decided that we'd go with the sister company, so here we are with Best Deer Call. We're bringing in the Nordic call set and also using the Butalo call set, which most people will recognise as a row call. And we've also got stuff coming in from the continent, from Austria, from other areas. We're generally looking at the effectiveness of the actual call itself, value for money, and we're also hoping that stalkers can relate to the products that we've got and see that they can use them in themselves. That's our Butalo row call. Very effective, but also very good for calling muntjac. The inquisitive nature brings them in quite easily. I even had a gentleman yesterday explain to me that he uses it for seeker. Using it pressed down quite far, little pips like that get the seeker interested. We've been focusing our skills on the seeker call, which I can demonstrate for you.
Meanwhile, night vision lovers will be thrilled by the latest development from Nightsight.
We're adding recording to the camera unit, so we've got integral recording. And this is the important bit, because what we can do now, this little groove here, we slot a micro SD card into there and press the red button at the back, and hey presto, we're recording anything that we can see on the screen. And your pals can be sat with their iPhones or their iPads, actually watching everything you do, recording everything and uploading it immediately. So there'll be a Viper unit that has a camera, a Wolf unit that has a camera, and an Eagle unit with a camera, and we will also sell the camera separately on its own for people that have got existing units and they want to upgrade and have a recording unit.
Over on the shotgun side of affairs, we got a lesson in how reloading your own shells can save you money.
I'm going to show you how to reload, for this one, a 12 gauge cartridge. There are 5 stations on this machine that I can talk you through. So the first station, we're going to knock out the old primer, and the next we'll see a new primer, and that's ready to go straight away. Here we'll deliver the powder. In this case we're going to use a plastic wad for 28 gram of lead shot. So we'll seat that and put the lead shot in as well. So now your cartridge is all filled, you can be ready to close it. This pre-crimps brings the folds back together, and on your final station you're going to close it and then the cartridge is refilled. The actual process, because the machines, obviously this is what they're designed for, it's fairly easy. They've got the 5 stations, as I showed, that just go round in a circle. You've got safety features, so it means that you can only put 1 powder in and then 1 shot. You can't do 2 powder and 2 shot. It has to all work out in the right sequence. The things that take time are you've got to actually set this stage up. So here we've got a charge bar that drops a certain amount of powder and a certain amount of shot, and all that has to be checked and weighed and measured to make sure it's correct for what you're actually going to load. The ones where we save the most is on sort of big bore stuff for wildfowling. So we'll do Magnum 12s and 10s in steel, for example. You'll save 50%. Straight away, that's without bulk buying, that's just on our standard list price. If you then start to look at the smaller bore stuff, again, you're 50%, 40% in 410 and 28 gauge. So they're the big sort of money savers. There's a couple of things that people do it for. The first thing is how much do you save, can you save, and that's the thing that we get asked the most. The next is performance. So for wildfowling, you can actually produce a high performance cartridge that your gun is safe to use with, but that manufacturers in the UK can't necessarily make because there are restrictions for CIP.
And finally, we headed to the clay line to find out who'd be driving away in a new Great Wall pickup.
I didn't expect to win. Never shot it before. Just come to just try it, and lucky enough on the day. So I was just working out, so he had to have a go for a 7 to beat me. So I just thought I'd put people under pressure a little bit more then. We only got one more thing. Me on shooting the Gold Cup Challenge next weekend, and I qualified for that. So hopefully we'll have luck there as well.
How did you feel before you took that last shot there? Did you feel the nerves at all?
No nerves, because I thought I ain't got no chance of winning because he's a lot better shot than me, so he's going to win anyway.
So where does this rank in your most memorable shooting moments?
Best ever in my life.
We'll see you at the Midland next year. That was the Shooting Show News.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of BASC, it's time to join now. BASC, looking after your sport, looking after you. This has been The Shooting Show.